Sales is the most undervalued and misunderstood skill in the world of business. And yeah, you know what? I'm going to sit here and I'm going to sell you sales because I'm so sick and tired of people demonizing and avoiding their ticket to freedom. Now, let me tell you what sales isn't. Sales isn't talking, it's not convincing, and it's not pushing people to buy. Sales isn't manipulation, and it's not only for salespeople. And for the love of God, sales is not something that you can just avoid by having really good marketing. Sales is none of that. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly why every successful entrepreneur learns sales first, and why it's the most undervalued and misunderstood skill in business. But before I do that, let me visualize for you why leaving out sales is such a big mistake. So this is you now, and this is your goal. And in order to achieve your goal, that North Star, this is who you need to become. You need to become someone who has the skill sets of the person that you want to become, because who you are right now can only take you so far. So we need to build the skills, mindset, qualities, traits, and beliefs of this person that will allow you to act and behave accordingly so that you can reach your goal. So when people look for the skills that they're missing, they think, oh, well, I'm just going to do a bit more marketing. I'm just going to post more content, get more leads, and therefore I'll make more money. But there's the misconception. Leads don't equal sales. So what people tend to do is they build up all of these skills that don't directly translate to them actually making money. So in this case, sales is just like your sword. It's your attack skill. So if you have a low attack skill, but all of your other skills are fully developed and fully built out, you can't make the amount of money and have the impact that you want with a low attack skill. So what we do is we build that skill of sales so that way you can really drive home all of the other skill sets that you've really built. So the definition of sales is increasing the likelihood of a person buying. So what I'm trying to say is when you learn the skill of sales, you can use all of the other traits, all of the other abilities that you've leveled up into your character and transition that into a sharp weapon. So sales really gets a bad rep. The art of sales is to be able to help a person make a decision. So the reason why every single entrepreneur needs sales is because when you're actually delivering your offer to someone, it has to meet them where they're actually at, right? And everyone has a certain way of how they see their situation, how they see themselves, and how they see their worldview, their paradigm, right? And so when you are on a sales call, you're really trying to understand a person's paradigm and start to change it by asking them, well, this is a three-way thing. First of all, you're going to be asking them questions. Second, you're going to be restating what they tell you, right? Repeating it back to them so that they feel like you understand their situation. And third of all, you're really going to help them make a decision on the call, right? That is your job, okay? So this person who you want to become has the traits of a leader, has the traits of someone who can communicate effectively, has the traits of a good listener, of someone who's not afraid to ask hard questions. These are the kind of traits that someone that has your goal already has. Sales is a skill. It's something you have to build, right? And I've seen so many people just think that they can kind of skip it. But what happens is when you do that and you try to kind of cheat the system in a way, it always comes full circle. Eventually, you're going to find yourself where you're in a position as a business owner and you absolutely need sales at that point to take you to the next level. You can go about your way, pushing marketing on people and telling them and trying to influence them to do certain things. But if they don't see the way that you see, how do you expect them to actually invest large amounts of money? People will only listen to you when they believe that you fully understand them. I'll repeat that. People will only ever listen to you when they believe that you fully understand them. But that's the problem when you don't actually learn sales. You believe that people see the world through the same lenses as you. And that's what actually costs you a lot of money, right? Is if you don't develop the skill to ask questions and understand people from their perspective, how do you ever expect to sell whatever you're selling? So if you're watching this video and you're thinking, how do I now adopt this skill of sales? Let me try to explain exactly how it works. Sales is not something that you can just study. It's not something that you can just learn online through trainings and, wasting your time on free resources like this. Sales is one of those things that you have to do and you have to learn from, right? That means having a mentor. That means doing tape reviews of your calls. That means learning where the call went well, where it didn't, and then improving it so that you don't keep on making those same kind of mistakes. So I want to end this video by leaving you with what sales actually is, so that way you can completely remove all of the other misconceptions and beliefs that you currently hold about what sales actually is. So sales is, first of all, asking hard questions, getting to the root of the problem. That is what sales is. And second, it's listening. Being able to listen to another person, listen to the words, listen to how they're saying what they're saying, the meaning behind what they say. That is super, super important in sales. And the third thing is leading the person, not to buy, but to make a decision. If the best decision for the person is not to buy your thing, don't sell it to them. That's ethical selling. But if it is, and you're absolutely confident that this is going to help the person get to their goal, get to the place that they need to be, then it is absolutely your duty as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, to lead them to there. And how do you do that? By breaking their beliefs, by asking them questions that really change their mindset for them to make the right decision. All right, so that will be all for this video. I hope I completely debunked some of the misconceptions there on what sales is, because I keep on hearing a lot of people, and even just seeing a lot of people, put off sales as if it's the plague. Sales is literally your freedom. Sales is the vehicle that will drive you to success if you let it. All right? Go get good at sales, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.